Which hotel now? What's a Continental? Right? Even better than that. How dare I say that? The Intercontinental. Why aren't all these people saved? It's just amazing when you think about it. It's so simple, is it not? Leaving a gospel tract in the break room or in the kitchen somewhere, or doing something. Why? Because Jesus came to Calvary for them too. Does the Bible not say that God seeks and His whole purpose is that all men, women, and children would be what? Yes, He does. He's paid the ransom. He's completed the plan. I say this, I bless His name that He came to set the sinner free. Hey, that fellow cook in your kitchen, that fellow postal worker in your annex there, and your route, that schoolmate in your classroom. Why is it that we get to go to heaven and they get to go to hell? It's not because Jesus didn't come and finish the plan, finish it, and pay the ransom. What is it then? Absolutely, but our choice is not influenced by the light that are left on this earth. We are the light on a hillside. I want you to know that you should be humbled. You should reverence the fact. And no, you're not perfect, and I'm not perfect, and I lose my temper, and you lose your temper, and we can go down the list of things that we're all working on. But one thing we can know is that He came for me. He came for you. So there's a plan that needed to be finished. There's a payment that needed to be furnished. He paid that price. He came to break from our lives the chains of sins that bind us and set us free. He came to change our descriptions. He came to change our directions. He came to change our devotions. And He came to change our destination. He came to redeem the lost back to Christ. Why did He go to Calvary? Number 3, there was a people to free. There was a people to free. In verses 18 through 20, for as much as ye know that you were not redeemed with corruptible things as silver and gold, from your vain conversations received by the traditions from your fathers, but with the precious blood of Christ, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot, who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifest in these last times for you. I could have been born 150 years ago and been in the Civil War. I could have been born 1,000 years ago and been born in Europe somewhere. I could have been born 2,000 years ago and been born somewhere in the Middle East and walked maybe the same streets that the apostles and Jesus, but I wasn't. I was born in 1900. And so were you. You were born in whatever year you were born. And we're together now. We're alive together now on this earth now. To be a free people. Why did Patrick Henry, one of the revolutionary founders of our country, say, give me liberty or give me death? Because he understood the price of liberty. And that once you lose it, it's almost impossible to get back. But you've all been liberated. Now get humbled about that. Understand that He came and He came for a plan. He came to pay the payment. And then He came to go ahead and set a people free. And can you love God and yet do the things that you want? I submit to you that yes, you can. But the problem is the quality of your love is superficial. And it's easily jeopardized. These verses mean two things that bind the sinner from which Jesus came to set us free. The first thing is, from what? Free from what, Pastor? From an empty existence. I go back to you, Miss Rebecca. God bless your colleagues, your peers, your administrators, your principals. But if they don't have Christ, they're doing a lot of good things on this earth, but they're empty inside. They don't have that pulse that a Christian has that settles and simmers and like a gyroscope on an airplane. It tells you exactly whether you're flying upside down or you're flying right side up. There's something, for lack of a better word, magical, glorious, that a born-again Christian has that a lost person just doesn't have. It's an empty existence. A vain conversation refers to one's method of life and his behavior in life. I stopped off to get water for the church today at the supermarket, and there's lots of people just pushing the buggy on Sunday. And I don't know, I'm not judging them, but I'm saying, man, well, probably, if they, I hope that they're Christians, but if they are, they're backslidden. They need to get ready to go to church. We'll start talking. You have to be going to church if you're a Christian. You don't have to. You really don't. But your level of love is real thin. It can be really sabotaged easily. So what did he come to set people free from? In an empty existence. I used to watch, I remember watching, you don't know what this is, but I remember when it first came out. I was in the Marine Enlisted Club in Tustin, California. I was only 19 years old. And backslidden. And I remember watching this movie called Airplane. And I can remember back then, that was the funniest movie I ever saw. Filled with bad language. Filled with carnal, kind of immodestly dressed women. And I remember laughing, almost fell off my chair. Laughing. I remember watching E.T. E.T. Phone Home. I remember watching that and thinking that was the greatest Spielberg movie ever made. And then I watched it about 5 or 10 years ago. That movie's like 35 years old. And I watched the kids cussing. And I'm like, I don't remember that. Chitty chitty bang bang. Chitty chitty bang bang, I love you or we love you. There's a domineering sexual woman with a whip in that movie. And I saw it about 5 or 10 years ago. I don't remember that. See, what I used to think was funny and I used to think was entertaining, when I look at it now, my whole world has changed. Man, when I got married, I was in love and I kind of adored this one. It's one of the things I look for in my children. Does the person that they're dating or courting, whatever you want to use, do they adore my child, my adult child? I adored this one, but I never knew what it was like to love until I got in church. Saved from an empty existence. Peter says that those who are outside of the relationship with Jesus Christ are living empty lives. In other words, they're just spinning their wheel and wasting time. The number one thing that is on this guy's mind that drives me the craziest is wasting time. It makes me crazy. All their planning, their work, they're getting done and helping students and helping families in a community. All of these things come to nothing because the life lived without Jesus is a totally wasted life. On the other hand, Jesus came that men might have and women might have it more abundantly. John 10:10. He came to give meaning to life. He came to make your work worthwhile. He came to ensure that your life would matter even after you leave this world. He came to help you find direction and fulfillment in this life and contentment in the presence and the present life and the one that's coming. You see, the devil promises people happiness, contentment, and fulfillment if they will do the things his way, and he is a liar. There's no truth in him. There's not one little tiny bit of truth in him. All Satan's apples have worms. Brother, sister, today you need to be aware of the traps that he lays in the path of your life. He promises the moon, it can deliver nothing but death and destruction. He is never to be trusted. Where's Faith? Laying down right there? Would you, guy you just met on the street, would you just give Faith over to a guy to watch for an hour? There, you'll be back in an hour because you just met this guy. Pastor, why would you even think that? I would never do that. And yet the devil will dress up as an angel. Oh, by the way, I'll show you where the devil is. Ready? He's on these commercials, these alcohol commercials. And everybody's smiling at the bar, and you know the Corona ones, and they're all happy, and they're playing volleyball on the beach, and they're all smiling, and they got their Corona, they're playing volleyball. Before they came off, you don't have them anymore. They used to have cigarette commercials. Now they don't have cigarette commercials anymore. But before they used to, and everybody was smoking, and then they smile, and their teeth, it was like, oh, white, oh, whoa. Brothers and sisters, if you smoke, you ain't going to have white teeth. Jesus, on the other hand, promised happiness, contentment, peace, and joy in your careers, in your marriages, in your church community. He has the power to deliver all of it. He says in Romans 4:21, and I'm done, and being fully persuaded that he had promised, or what he had promised, he was able to perform. Did Jesus say, I want you to have the abundant life? So is he able to perform it? Did Jesus say that if you got married that you were to be the husband of one wife? So he doesn't want you to split up. He's able to perform it. If you follow the devil, you will end your life with nothing but regrets. If you follow Jesus, you will end your life with nothing but thanksgiving. Hallelujah! Don't just live your life and accomplish nothing. Live your life and watch him make you count for the glory of God. So why did he go to Calvary? There was a plan to finish, the payment to furnish, and the people to free. He went for God. Jesus went to Calvary for God, and he went for himself, and he went for you and me. I'm humble, are you not? And he went so that everything might change for you and that you might be saved. And all that I have said comes down to this statement. Say, now watch, we're done. It's right at the top of the hour. Whoa, Pastor, right at the top of the hour. Yeah. Listen, here's what it comes down to. This statement and the following question. He went to Calvary for you back then. Will you come to him right now? I'm not talking about if you're saved or not. I know you're saved. Or at least you know you're saved. I don't know if you're saved. I mean, I think you all are. To me, you have a song in your heart, it's love for God. I would never question it. I would be utterly shocked. But don't let that stop you. If you know that you got to get it settled, and don't let what people would think stop you. But I would be, because you're just a good group of women and men that appear to love God with all your heart, your mind, your soul. But if you're saved, you'll have a better understanding of why he did it and what he did for us on the cross. And I'm just never going to get over that. I'm never going to get over that. You have a $150,000 hospital bill. You You get out of the hospital, your wife was in the hospital, your child, whoever it was, just I'm making up an illustration here. Now let's make it a $250,000 hospital bill. And you don't know how you're going to pay for it. You go and pray, and a couple months later, you get this letter from the hospital. It's a receipt, stamped, paid in full. $250,000. Here's what you're going to do. Ready? Cool? You're going to be like,
Jumping up. Are you sure?
what? And you're going to tell everybody. Are you not? Isn't your salvation so much more than $250,000?
Amen.
Heads are bowed, eyes are closed. Lord, this is the buzzword for the teaching this morning. We're humbled. And because we're humbled, because we know the value of what you have done for us. And we see the plan had to be finished. And we see the payment had to be made. And we see that we are people that are free. We are free. We don't laugh at airplane anymore and all the... We're changing. We're different. We're content. We're able to forgive someone. We're able to have a song in our hearts. We're able to take out of our wallet and give every time to people in church and others. We're a giving people. All because you went to Calvary for me. Moment of encouragement as we kick the summer off, Lord. Let's all stand, please, as the music begins to play. Just shout outside and inside. Tell the Lord what He means to you. And praise His name for sending you the letter that has the stamp on it. Paid in full. Paid with His blood. Paid with His foreknowledge. Willingly sought you out first before you even thought to seek Him. Loved you when you were the most unlovable. Made no excuses, didn't tolerate your sin, didn't tolerate your prejudice, your pride, but He said, if you'll come to me just as you are, I'll make you and change you in who you could be. I wonder if there's anybody here today that would say, Pastor, I've been wrestling with this for a while. I'm not saved, but I sure want to be saved. Anybody like that at all today? Just simply raise your hand up. Anyone like that at all? Brothers and sisters, our heads are bowed, our eyes are closed. Music keep playing. Why did He come to Calvary? For you. When? Well, a couple million years before we were even made. What did He come for? Free you. He came to free you. To make your life count. Why working this dead-end job or, but you can still have to... Look at Paul and Silas in the middle of a dungeon being chained to a wall. They were singing Christian hymns till the earthquake came. Make lemonade out of lemons. I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. Just hang on. God's got an answer. I don't know how to get a hold of my kid. My kid's not cooperating. Trust the Lord. Not scratching his head up there and go, I didn't know about this. Get tight on the things that you know are strong. Lay on the altar things that are weak. Fortify those things you're good in. Practice. practice those things that he